Virgo, welcome to You Can Handle the Truth Tarot. I, of course, am Casey Phoenix, your host and tarot reader. This is a very interesting spread that we have here. As I was going through the cards, things started taking shape more and more. I have 4 decks that I'm working with. I'm working with a wellness deck that it has an emphasis on money. And then I'm working with a money deck separately, a money oracle deck. And then I'm working with my Monopoly Tarot deck. And then I am also working with my Gilded Tarot deck. So let's get into this. We'll start with the Wellness Oracle deck. Declutter came up where it says, I am clean. I feel like there's a situation for some of you where you may not be working right now, or you have a part-time job that's not, what's the word I'm looking for? Should I say that is not fully covering all of what's needed to be covered when it comes to financial obligations and responsibilities. And that might have affected things a little bit. I do feel some of you may have had a little bit of a rut and there's been somewhat of a stagnant phase and you've been waiting on something new to come in. The energy is saying that's the case. I'll break this down as to why, but we first have to get through all of this heavy stuff to get you to the other side. So let's do that. For declutter, the quote is, I am clean. I'm sure you've heard the saying, cleanliness is next to godliness. And the funny thing is, usually Virgos are clean. Virgos are very, very neat people and very highly intelligent people, very neat people, very methodical. I've never really met a Virgo that's like a hoarder or something like that. All the Virgos I've met have always just been clean. So I don't know if a Virgo isn't just looking over everything, if everything is a spick and span, usually something is going on. And for some of you, that could very well be the case where you feel like you're in a rut, you don't feel like doing anything. There may have been some type of depression that I'm hearing going on. And some of you might have even felt like giving up. But I'm telling you, you don't need to give up just yet, because good things are coming in. It's all about the mindset. This is one of the other cards that came out of the Wellness Oracle deck, where it's saying, I have a healthy mindset. It takes a lot to fight anxiety. It takes a lot to fight depression. At the same time, it's possible. And I'm here to tell you, whatever you're going through right now, you can overcome it. And as you change your mindset, that will start to change the world around you. Soul Contracts is another card that came out of the Wellness Oracle deck, and it says, I'm free to be wealthy. One thing that happens with people is that they feel they're tied to certain things in the past. They feel they're tied to patterns that were established by the people before them, meaning their parents, their grandparents, their great-grandparents, aunties, uncles, whatever may have influenced your life. And what the Soul Contracts card says, as I interpret it, is that you don't have to be tied to these patterns. You don't have to be tied to these habits, these bad habits, these bad patterns, this toxicity that may have affected your life as a whole. It is okay to rip up these contracts and start new. At the bottom of the Oracle deck, it says save. And what's throwing me off, most Virgos are good with money. I've never met a Virgo who's just horrible with money. They're usually very focused and know exactly where they want to place their money at, where they want to allocate it to, exactly what they're doing. But save came out twice. It came out in the Wellness deck and it came out in the Money Oracle deck, where it says saving money. in the Wellness Oracle deck. So there's something here about money needing to be saved. Now, the Five of Pentacles came out of one of the tarot decks, and I can hear some of you saying, like, KC, how can I save if the money isn't there? I'm not saying you have to save 10, 15, 20% of whatever comes in. I'm saying that even if you have a little bit of change, where if you pay for something and it's $4.20, and you give them a $5 bill and your change is 80 cents, you could take that 80 cents and put it in a jar and set it to the side and forget about it. And do that. Making a habit, even if it's a little, because it all goes to discipline. This was actually in Cancer's tarot reading, where it was about discipline. And the title of their tarot reading is Discipline is Your Yellow Brick Road to Riches. And what they say is, if you can manage a small amount of money very well, then it will be much easier for you to manage a larger amount of money, because you know exactly where everything is going and being allocated, and you're saving where needed. And the saving can be for either a vacation later, if you want to take a vacation, or it can be for investing in stocks or bonds or crypto, or whatever you choose to invest in, whatever vehicle works best for you with finances. Or it can just be investing in you, saving money to invest in you, buying a course that will teach you something new that will make you more valuable as an employee for a company. And the more valuable you are, the more of a salary you can command. Where I've seen people, they might have made 50 to 70,000 a year. They go back, they get certain skills, and now they make close to $200,000 a year. And the reason that they went from the 50 to 70,000 to $200,000 a year is because they made themselves more valuable. And I do feel that is an option here on the table. Now, some of the other cards that came out in the Money Oracle, loan approved. If any of you are applying for a loan, this is saying that the chances of the loan being approved are very high. Also, multitasking came out. So you may be doing multiple things at once. You may be looking for a job and trying to start a business on the side and handling family obligations. You might have a child or children that you have to tend to. And the list goes on, but you're multitasking is what you're doing. Some of you have an interview coming up where you're going to a job interview. This card came out. The other card that came out is dress to impress. Dress to impress. That is going back to the mindset. Again, you may feel a little bit down, and some of you might have this interview, but you're like, well, I've already interviewed like 50 times already, and I didn't get those jobs. So it's just like, I'll show up. You can't go in there with that energy. This is what I'm talking about, and why I titled this reading, Change Your Mindset Before You Start This New Job. Some of you will get a job, and you can't take this defeatist attitude into this new job, because that is old energy. You need to bring new energy into new energy. You can't bring all of this old, heavy energy from the past. You're still a star. And I almost thought about titling the reading this as well, because the star card came out, which is Aquarius energy. You're still a star, Virgo. Some of you, where something may have happened at the previous job that didn't quite work out in your favor, or maybe the previous job became really, really toxic, and maybe you didn't feel you were getting the recognition that you deserved. That's fine. You're still a star. The star card is here. When the star card comes out, it's about visibility. It can be about healing. Also, the star card can be about direction. Some of you may have been a little bit disheartened because you haven't heard anything. The High Priestess is here, Pisces energy, where things have been quiet, things have been silent. You may have put in a ton of resumes, but you didn't hear anything back. The King of Cups coming out, which is water energy, specifically Scorpio energy. This is saying remain in control of your emotions, because there may still be people that lean on you right now for that emotional support. It says provider of emotional support and maturity. You have to declutter your mind. You have to declutter your home. You have to have a different mindset as you're moving forward. The Five of Pentacles and the Five of Swords is here. This is letting me know that for some of you, due to the things that you've been through, you're starting to sink into win by any means necessary, because that's what the Five of Swords is win or lose. And also it can be bitterness. It can be gossip and it can be bitterness, is what the Five of Swords can be. So the Five of Swords coming out in the same with the queen, not queen, with the Five of Pentacles, that gives, I won't say being immoral, but definitely that gives more self-preservation type of energy. And Virgo is a very nurturing sign. It's probably second, because Cancer would be first, because Cancer is the mother of the zodiac. But Virgo is definitely up there as being a nurturing sign. And due to the things that have happened to you, your energy may be changing, where it's like, you know what? I'm not looking out for people anymore. I'm just looking out for me. That is Five of Pentacles, Five of Swords energy. It's all about self-preservation. I have to take care of myself. And there's nothing wrong with taking care of yourself. What is wrong is about how you take care of yourself. If you taking care of yourself means that you have to hurt others, that isn't the way to do it. And that will only bring about more struggle over time, because I do believe in karma. Now, the Queen of Wands is here, and the Eight of Swords is here. I do feel there was some type of third-party situation that may have affected you badly, that maybe someone had hurt you, and not necessarily in love, because this is a money reading, that maybe someone might have hurt you or disappointed you with how they handled something. I don't know why. I just heard something about someone owing you money, and they were supposed to pay you back, and you just knew they would, but they didn't. And that really hurt you. Now, with the Queen of Wands here, supporter of ambition and business success. This is fire energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Some of you might be dealing with a fire sign that will help you out. This interview that you're dealing with, this may be a fire sign that is doing the interview. And the interview that you have, or one of the interviews, because you could be doing multiple ones, one of these will lead to a job. The reason I'm saying that is because in the second tarot deck, the Page of Swords came out. Page of Swords is communication. Definitely with swords. Swords is thoughts and communication, but pages bring messages. And Page of Swords is usually electronic messages. So you may get an email, a text message, or something of that nature saying that you did get the job. The Sun card came out right after, so that also lets me know, again, some type of happy, good news. Sun is Leo energy. Sun is Leo's ruling planet. The High Priestess came out in the reverse. That is letting me know that a secret is being revealed. It was unknown at first, but now it's becoming known. Judgment card here. And again, High Priestess is Pisces energy. Judgment is Scorpio energy. So we have a Judgment card here, meaning the judgment is in your favor. The card that follows is the Three of Cups, water energy, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. This is a celebration, is what this is. Bottom of the deck is the Page of Pentacles. So another page. Page of Pentacles is also a training card. There's something where you're starting this job. You're being trained on something new. Pentacles is earth energy, Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus. The person who may be training you, they might be an earth sign as well. But there is room for celebration. The only thing, something's telling me to look at the other card. Oh, you have unexpected income. Something kept on saying, I was looking at the saving money part on the money oracle deck, and I just saw a little bit of white under it, and something said check what's under there, and I did, and it said unexpected income. You have unexpected money coming in, which also might explain, because I know the Knight of Pentacles is under the Page of Pentacles, because I checked it earlier, that might be what that unexpected income is, something that comes in slowly and you just don't expect it. Also, at the bottom of the deck for the Monopoly Tarot deck, the Six of Cups is nostalgia. There may be something that you invested in the past that all of a sudden pays off. So there could be some of that there as well. My biggest thing for you as a takeaway is to please keep in mind, when you go into this new job, you need to remove all of this old energy. Your old mindset of the world is against you and you're struggling and this and that, the universe is giving you a clean slate with this job. It is giving you a clean slate with this new job. You have to reset your mindset. You have to change your mindset before you start this new job. All right, Virgo, very, very happy for you. Like I said, good things coming in. Things will work out for you. You just have to remain optimistic and put in the work. And Virgos are usually very, very hard workers. All the Virgos I know are perfectionists, all of them. So I'm confident that whatever you're going through right now, you will get through it. Thank you again for listening. Until next time, be blessed.